Hey everybody, it's Mrs. Peak, and we just finished reading chapter 21 of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. And in this chapter, Dorothy and her friends have just left China country and they're traveling south towards the land of the Quadlings. And they come to some wild country full of bogs and marshes, and then they finally come to a forest. And the lion really likes this forest. He's like, man, I would love to live here. The other characters don't feel quite the same, but he really loves it. And so as they're traveling, they start hearing all these noises of animals, and they're like, what's that? And they come upon this great gathering of wild beasts. And these wild beasts are gathered together because there is an enemy in the forest. This huge spider has come in and started eating all the creatures, even all the other lions. So it must be a pretty big spider. It's a spider-like creature, and it's black with black hairs all over it. And they ask the lion to destroy this creature for them, and he can become the king of the forest. Well, he immediately says, okay, I'm going to do it. And guess what? That's not quite like what the lion was before, is it? He acted a little more scared before, but I think now that he has his courage, he is more willing to do things, isn't he? He is a little bit more brave. So he goes and he creeps upon this big spider, and it's asleep, and he sees that it's asleep, and he notices that the head is attached to the body by a very, very slender neck. It's so tiny, it's as small as a wasp's waist. That is teeny tiny, isn't it, guys? So he's like, all I have to do is cut that, and I will destroy my enemy. So he pounces on the sleeping beast and knocks the head right off the body. And when he gets back to the other creatures in the forest, they are excited and they're so happy, and they say that he is their king now. So he has become the king of the forest, exactly what he wanted, isn't it? So on your map, let's add that forest. It's right, there's that bog and that marsh here right below, but then there's another forest. So let's draw some more trees. Dorothy and her friends have to go through a lot of wild and dangerous country, don't they? They went through hills, they went through forests, over rivers, ditches, fields, and through different countries. And they're finally trying to get down to the land of the Quadlings, aren't they? Hopefully once they get there, Dorothy's going to get her to go back home, right? Alright, so since we've been talking a lot about the lion in this chapter, I thought that we would compare and contrast how the lion was different at the beginning of the book than he is now. So on a sheet of paper, we're going to write lion. And when we first met the lion, it was chapter 6. So we're going to compare and contrast how he was in chapter 6 to this chapter, which is chapter 21. Okay, so let's think. How did he act at the beginning of the book when Dorothy first met him? When she first met him, he was a, what? Coward. He even admitted it. He's like, I am a coward. And, when she smacks him on the face, he just bursts into tears. He cries. That doesn't sound very brave, does it? And instead of, facing his enemy, all he did was roar to frighten away all the others, so they would run away from him, because he did not like them either. Now, that's different than he acts in this chapter, isn't it? Very different. In this chapter, he's not a coward. He is brave. He's going to face that spider, isn't he? He's going to try to defeat the enemy. And he acts very proudly. He doesn't cry, does he? He's very proud as he walks up to that enemy. And he's proud of himself, too. So he doesn't try to roar to frighten others. He stands up for himself. He stands up to danger. And because of this, because he acts brave and proud and stands up to danger, he becomes what he wanted, which is the king of the forest. So all he had to do was start believing in himself. He did drink that liquid from the Oz, but was it really, Did it really make him brave? Was it really magical? I think it was inside him all the time. He just had to realize it, right? That if he would just stand up for himself, act brave, even though he's scared, it's okay as long as you face the danger. And because of that, he's going to become the king of the forest. All right, well, I hope you had fun with this. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.